Hey guys, True Army Search here, and today I got an update. Quick little update, nothing special. You want to see something special? Then y'all have my Instagram. But nothing special, just a magazine. But this is really special because now that I have a magazine, then I can that wasn't supposed to happen. But now that I got a magazine, that looks like brass, but that's plastic primer. But now that I have a magazine, then I can mess around with finishing the locking piece. Well, I'm starting and finishing the locking piece so that it actually chambered the rounds. And once I figure out where chambers the rounds best at, then like how far back for it has to sit to chamber. I'm pretty sure it should do it exactly where it's at, if not just ever so slightly more forward. I'll have to look at reference pictures and get it right. But yeah, once I finish that, and I'm gonna take the stock off to show y'all, well, not stock because it's not a stock, just a little buffer tube basically, because I don't know exactly what I'm trying to build it as yet. But you can see through there, you probably can't see it because there's no light, but you can see just barely. So you can see when I push it on there, bolt comes forward. It can strip the rounds out of the magazine. They just won't pop into what would be, they wouldn't pop into what would be the chamber or the ramp. I'm not doing it with this one, I'm doing it with this one because it's easier with this one because it's not just a straight pointed tip. So if that's sitting there, right there, you can see when it comes out, it's supposed to be being pushed up right now and straight into the chamber, but it can't be. But what it can be, if y'all can see that, what it can be is pushed out of the magazine, and it is now there. But if it had a feed ramp, it would go into the chamber and chamber. But it doesn't, so I have to use something that I just recently got. Let me see. This thing, and like draw out the same circumference of where I want it to be at in general, just from start to finish diameter. And then I'm gonna build around that with metal wire to reinforce. And once I build metal wire to reinforce, once I get the chamber done, then basically I can cut out for the bolt catch and the mag release. I can cut those out. Once I cut those out, then I'll drill the hole for a detent here, make the actual piece, the hole for the detent for this pin, which I probably won't do. I'll probably make it where it can just freely pop out, but it has to have enough pressure on it. I don't know. All I know is yeah, this has to have a detent. That one I can get away with it somehow. Trigger spring I'm gonna harden and redo. I'm just gonna redo the trigger spring in general because it's not doing what I need it to do. It's not hitting hard enough. Nothing's moving fast enough. I'm just gonna take it out, bend it, and then heat it. And once I heat it, I'll put it in the oven on a certain degree, temperature, whatever, for a certain amount of time to let it cool down, case harden, and it should stay where it's at. Fairly certain that's how it's supposed to be done. If not, then I'll do it the way it's supposed to be done later. But yeah, once I get the magazine fitment in here right, then I'll cap off the front of this, make the little lug that holds the upper and lower together. Same thing with the back, because the back is literally held together by just a thin little like slit of paper, not really anything special. So I'm gonna reinforce and drill that so that it's as tight as I can get it while still allowing the bolt to move. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but for the most part, at least, I don't know, it looks like with the receiver, it all looks straight, but the bolts, once I take this off, I can't, because those are there, and I don't feel like taking the time on video, at least, to take it off. But that's not supposed to be tilted down like that. That's at a very canted angle, which means this had to be mounted. This whole assembly had to be mounted at an angle too, which is bad, because if it's mounted at an angle, then the stock's not going to be come out perfectly straight. I could easily fix that by chopping the bottom a little bit and chopping a little bit off the top. Obviously, I could, or I could remake the whole bolt. I'm not doing that. But what I'm just gonna leave it as is for now. I'll fix as much as I can and everything else later. I'm not really worried about it right now. Right now it works, so it'll be like that. But for my locking piece, this, because there's this cap. There's a cap here, there's a cap here, and then there's another cap, one of these on the other side. And then there's 2 screw points, obviously. And this is just in the middle of those screw points. And then there's another screw point up there for muzzle brake or whatever I put on it. So yeah, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to build around this to have my, for it to be the, whatchamacallit? For it to be, I forget the name, locking piece, barrel extension. So yeah, once I finish all of that, then I'll be pretty much set to fit magazine and do everything else. And once I do all that, I'm gonna make the gas block and because the top of this has to be cut off and redone higher, so that I can actually have a gas system. And I can change it from this little piston to a, well, that's not even a piston, but I can change it from this to an actual piece, an actual piston or whatever. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. I don't want to make this too long. Already going in 7 minutes, so yeah, little quick detached barrel. If I pull the bolt back, and the barrel's in place. But yeah, that's all I really have for y'all today. And keep updated on my Instagram, and y'all should see some progress here starting soon, now that I have this magazine, so I can actually resume work. The AK, that's a different situation. That thing I'm not gonna work on for a second. By a second, I mean like not for a while. Probably about to start working on that the back lug for this, the back locking piece, as soon as I get off here. So yeah, that's all I really got for y'all today. Hope everybody has a good day, had a good Halloween, and peace.